When your cat looks at you, what do you think they actually see? Most people would say the same thing. Their owner, their favorite person, maybe even their whole world. But here's the truth that almost no one is ready for. Your cat has never once looked at you and seen a human, not even for a second. And once you understand what they do see instead, it changes everything about how you read their behavior, how you connect with them, and how they've been quietly interpreting you this entire time. Because while you've been trying to understand your cat has been studying you in ways you never realized. Let's start with the part that feels almost impossible to believe. Your cat doesn't think you're a different species. They think you're a cat, just a very large, very strange, slightly clumsy one. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your cat greets you? They rub against your legs, they bump their head into your hand, sometimes they even try to groom you. Now here's the part most people miss. Those aren't pet-to-owner behaviors, those are cat-to-cat behaviors. In the wild, when cats live in small social groups, they use these exact same actions to bond with each other. Rubbing transfers scent, grooming builds trust, staying close creates familiarity. So when your cat does this to you, they're not treating you like a human, they're treating you like one of them. And that changes the entire dynamic, because it means, in your cat's mind, you're not above them, you're not their master, you're not even their owner in the way we think, you're just part of their colony, a big, slightly confusing cat who somehow ended up in their world. And strangely enough, that might be the highest level of acceptance a cat can give. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Because your cat doesn't just see you as another cat, they're constantly trying to figure you out every single day. They watch you, quietly, carefully, without you even noticing. They see you walk into the kitchen and open a cold metal box to get food, instead of hunting. They see you sit for hours staring at glowing rectangles, instead of patrolling your territory. They see you sleep long, unguarded, completely unaware of your surroundings. And in their world, none of that makes sense. To a cat, survival is everything. Hunting, observing, reacting. And then there's you. You don't chase anything, you don't stalk, you don't react to small movements, you just exist. From their perspective, you might be the worst hunter they've ever seen, and instead of rejecting you for it, they adapt. Some cats try to teach you. That gift they drop at your feet, the toy, the insect, sometimes something much worse. That's not random, that's a lesson. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens to teach them how to survive, so when your cat does it to you, they're running that same instinct. Except this time, you're the one they think needs help. They watch you fail to hunt every single day, and instead of giving up on you, they step in. That moment you thought was weird, or even gross, might actually be one of the most caring things your cat ever does. And while they're trying to understand your behavior, they've also been doing something even more surprising. They've been changing the way they communicate just for you. Here's something that might completely flip how you hear your cat's voice. Adult cats don't normally meow at each other. Not in the wild, not in colonies, not even between bonded cats. They use body language, scent, eye signals, posture. Meowing, that's something kittens use to call their mother, and as they grow up, that sound almost disappears, except for one situation: living with humans. Your cat figured something out very early on. You don't understand their natural language. You miss the tail signals. You ignore the ear movements. You don't respond to subtle changes in posture. So they adapted. They brought back the one sound that always got attention as a kitten and aimed it directly at you. That meow you hear every day. It wasn't meant for other cats. It was built for you. And it gets even deeper than that, because over time, your cat doesn't just meow. They develop an entire custom language just for you. One sound for food, another for attention, a different one for when they're bored, or when they want you to follow them. It's not random, it's specific, intentional, learned. Your cat literally created a communication system just to interact with you. Not because they had to, but because you mattered enough to figure out. But even with all that effort, there's still one thing you've probably assumed your entire life. That isn't actually true. Your cat doesn't recognize your face the way you think they do. It sounds strange, but stay with me. If you've ever held your face close to your cat's, looked into their eyes, and felt like they were staring right through you, that's because they kind of are. Cats don't see detail the way humans do. Anything very close to their face becomes blurry. Edges soften, features disappear. Your face, to them, is not a clear image. It's a shape, a moving outline, a presence. So if they don't recognize your face, how do they recognize you? This is where it gets fascinating. Your cat builds a profile of you, using everything except your face, your scent, your movement, the rhythm of your footsteps, the sound of your voice, the way you open doors, the way you sit down. All of it combines into one thing, a feeling. Your cat doesn't remember what you look like. They remember what you feel like to exist around. That's why they can recognize you instantly, even in the dark, even from another room, even without seeing you at all, because to your cat, you're not a visual identity, you're a sensory experience. And when you put all of this together, something starts to become clear. Your cat doesn't see you as a human. They don't process you the way you process them. They're not looking at your face and thinking, this is my owner. They're experiencing you as something much more complex, a creature that doesn't behave like any other animal, but somehow belongs in their world anyway, a presence that doesn't hunt, doesn't communicate like them, doesn't even move the same way, but is still familiar, still safe, still theirs. And what that leads to is something most people never realize until it's pointed out. Because seeing you as just another cat is only the beginning of what your cat truly feels about you. And this is where everything shifts, because if your cat only saw you as a strange, oversized cat, none of what comes next would exist. But it does, which means something deeper is happening. Have you ever wondered why your cat brings you things? Not just toys, but random objects, insects, sometimes even prey. They drop it at your feet, and then just stare, waiting. Most people laugh it off, some get uncomfortable, but almost no one asks the right question. Why you? Because in your cat's mind, this isn't random, this is intentional. In the wild, mother cats don't just hunt for themselves. They bring prey back to their kittens, not to show off, to teach. First, it's dead prey, then partially alive. Eventually, the kitten learns to hunt on its own. Now think about what your cat sees when they look at you. You don't hunt, you don't chase, you don't react to movement, you open containers, you pour food into bowls, and somehow survive. To them, that's not impressive, that's confusing. So when your cat drops something in front of you, they're not giving you a gift, they're stepping into a role. They're trying to help you, trying to teach you something you clearly haven't figured out. And the wildest part, they don't give up. Day after day, they keep trying, because in their mind, you're part of their group, and your survival matters. But this is where the emotional weight really starts to build, because your cat doesn't just see you as something that needs help. They see you as something they're connected to, deeply, in ways science has only recently started to understand. A few years ago, researchers ran a simple experiment. They placed cats in an unfamiliar room with their owner. Then, the owner left. For a short time, the cat was alone, and what they observed was subtle but powerful. The cats became tense, restless, more vocal. Something had changed. Then the owner came back, and almost instantly, everything shifted. The cat relaxed. They explored again. Their body softened. Their behavior normalized. Now here's why that matters. This pattern has a name. It's called secure attachment, and it's the exact same response seen in human infants when separated from and reunited with a parent. Let that sink in. Your cat, the animal people call independent, distant, low maintenance, is forming an emotional bond with you that mirrors the way a child bonds with a caregiver, not because they have to, but because they've chosen to. And suddenly, all those small moments start to mean something else. The way your cat follows you from room to room, the way they sit near you without asking for anything, the way they show up, just to be in the same space. That's not coincidence, that's connection. You're not just another cat anymore. You're their reference point, their constant, the one thing in their environment that makes sense. And this becomes even more clear when you're at your most vulnerable, when you're asleep, because while you think your cat is just resting beside you, they're doing something far more intentional. Have you ever woken up to your cat touching your face, a soft paw on your cheek, a light tap near your nose? It feels random, maybe even a little annoying, but it's not random at all. Cats are extremely sensitive to breathing patterns. When you fall asleep, your breathing slows, deepens, changes. To your cat, that shift is noticeable, and in the wild, any unusual stillness can mean danger, so they check. That gentle paw, it's a test, a way to confirm. You're still there. Still responsive, still alive. It's instinct, the same instinct they'd use with another cat in their group, because if something were wrong, they'd need to know. And here's what makes that moment different. They don't do it to everyone. They don't check strangers, they check you. And sometimes, after they've confirmed you're okay, they do something even quieter, something you'll probably never notice. They just sit there, next to you, watching, calm, present, as if just being near you is enough. Which brings us to the part most people never fully understand. All of this behavior, the teaching, the observing, the adapting, the checking, the staying close, it all leads to one simple truth. Your cat doesn't see you as a human, but not because you're less important, because to them, you're something else entirely. You're not an owner, you're not a separate species, you're not above them. You are part of their world, the same way another cat would be, the same way family would be. And in that world, what matters isn't what you are, it's how you make them feel, safe enough to sleep, calm enough to relax, connected enough to stay. Your cat doesn't need you to act like a cat. They don't need you to understand everything they do. They just need you to be consistent, to be there, because in their mind, you're not a human trying to care for them. You're something much simpler, something much more meaningful. You're home.